Well, guys, it happened, and I think we all kind of suspected this was coming at this point. The next few days on Twitter and YouTube is going to be insufferable because I can already see the posts and the thumbnails that are going to be like Assassin's Creed has been pushed back due to backlash and woke DEI policies and all that kind of nonsense, and I just can't be bothered with it. If you think this game has been pushed back because it features a black protagonist and there was backlash against it, you need your head examined. Ubisoft is just going through it right now in terms of having a run of mediocre releases. You know, Skull and Bones, Star Wars Outlaws wasn't received particularly well, and Ubisoft themselves have confirmed that it underperformed. I actually think it looks decent and want to give it a try, but either way, it's still underperformed. And then, even if you go back, a few years, you've got games like Rainbow Six Extraction, Watch Dogs Legion. You know, it's just been miss after miss. And this isn't even touching on like Ubisoft's workplace culture. I'm not even going to get into that because it's a whole other thing. But the fact is, Ubisoft have been chasing the bag for a long time. They've been forcing microtransactions and all that kind of nonsense into single-player RPG games. They've been chasing trends like X-Defiant, and then there was that live service Ghost Recon game that got cancelled. Division Heartlands got cancelled. They just seem to want a piece of every pie and are willing to just, or have been willing to just chuck out less than satisfactory games in order to try and hit quotas and try and appeal to as large an audience as possible. And that eventually, that's just going to burn out. That's essentially what's happened. Their practices have caught up with them. Now, I think the timing is honestly unfortunate because Shadows looks really good, in my opinion. Like, the weather effects look brilliant. The stealth gameplay looks like it at its absolute best. All the little details, like how you find the abilities through ninja scrolls, lots of different weapon types. Like, the list goes on and on. As an Assassin's Creed fan, there's a lot of stuff in this game that I'm really excited for. The base building, the home base, let's say, so that was kind of leaked in the developer diary that got pushed back as well. You can like fully customize your home base, and it's like a Sims game where you can pull out the camera and place buildings where you want, and you can call in the Brotherhood to help you. There's so much stuff in this game that it's got going for it. As an Assassin's Creed game, if you like that kind of thing, it's really ticking all the right boxes. I don't even want to talk about the controversy around Yasuke. I've already talked about my feelings on that. I think the whole thing is just silly, to be honest. You know, the only thing I'll say is you had that guy who was going around Japan, himself and his cameraman, trying to interview Japanese people to get angry reactions out of them, and literally nobody cared. He had to interview his own cameraman to get the reaction that he wanted. That's all that needs to be said about that. The whole thing is just overblown and nonsensical. And, you know, there's going to be people who blame this delay on all that kind of stuff, but it's got nothing to do with that. Ubisoft stock is tanking. They've had a run of poorly received games. Their investors are worried. This delay could actually be a good thing in the long run. Like, if they're taking a step back and saying, look, we want to release this game at its optimum quality. We want to make sure we get it right. We want to make sure it has a good launch. We're giving the first expansion away for free to everyone that pre-orders as well. That's another change that they made, which is really good. They're moving away from a season pass model, and they're giving away that expansion for free. So that's good. You know, this could be a big turnaround for Ubisoft as a whole. You never know. This might be their make or break moment where they take a good hard look at themselves and actually start to make some positive changes. I'd be happy with that. They own a lot of really good IPs. They own tons of games that I love. Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia. They have so many franchises that I grew up with, and I want them to do well. I want these games to succeed. I want them to be high quality. And I want them to stop putting out rubbish like, you know, Skull and Bones. You know, we need to get back to the Ubisoft of like 10 to 15 years ago where they were just putting out like solid games. But you never know. It could go the other way, and Assassin's Creed Shadows might be one of the last really big games before a big buyout. It's hard to say, but well, I guess we'll find out. I'm still looking forward to the game. It's coming out in February, so yeah, more coverage then. And, you know, if we get more developer diaries and more information coming out about the game in the meantime, then I'll try and cover it on the channel. Have a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.